Welcome back, Honestman, Witcher 3. We are on the precipice of the Dettlaff fight. So I did want to pause, both figuratively and literally, to talk about this a little bit, because presumably this is the most difficult fight in the game. And I think that's probably true. So I just wanted to review my setup and chat about it a little bit. So first and foremost, all those runes, if you're like me, that you've been hoarding for over 100 hours, I think the way to go is you just want Quen. You just want Quen. So I have plus 10% Quen on every available slot for my armor. And then certainly I think the feline gear is the best gear because it has the attack power bonus on every piece. I do, however, go for the Assassin's Gauntlets, since those have the plus 10% crit chance. So that's the one piece that I vary on. But other than that, I rock 3 pieces of feline gear, and certainly comboing that with Cat School as one of my abilities. For weapons, so Rondite is almost certainly the best silver sword in the game, but it's probably close where I am now, which is to say level 53. At level 53, you could probably make an argument for some other options, because part of what's special about this sword is that it actually levels up with you over time. It gets stronger. So I haven't had it terribly long, so it hasn't really accumulated a whole lot of additional attack power. So maybe it would be better off with something else, but nevertheless, this is what I've got. Rondite with 3 plus 5% attack power runes. And then Steel Sword, which isn't relevant to this encounter, I had put the Preservation bonus on so that Grindstone and Armor Table bonuses don't expire. Which, not to get too sidetracked, but that I'm having remorse on that because I didn't realize that the cutscenes would still wipe those bonuses. But if that would work, right, I believe that would apply to both weapons, having that boon. For potions, I think my hotkeyed potions here are going to be primarily Superior Swallow and Raffords, White Raffords. So this is 100% heal, and then Swallow is a slower heal. The Tawny Oil obviously is excellent as well. But I'm not going to need to keep chugging that. That's not going to expire during this encounter at night. And I am going to run the Black Blood potion, which causes vampires to start bleeding when near the Witcher. For oils, I do have the Vampire Oil on my sword, but I am hearing reports from the internets that oils don't actually work against Dettlaff. Whether that's by design or a bug, I don't believe this oil actually does anything in this fight. But I have it, because, what's it hurt? Nothing. Very quickly jumping over to my skill tree, here's the Cat School techniques that I mentioned earlier. I have my standard array of combat and magic skills, which I covered in my skill tree episode. And I'll be talking more in a subsequent episode, diving into this mutation system and its additional slots. The executive summary right now is simply that I have 2 additional abilities equipped here for alchemy. One is the protective coating, which again, since oils I don't believe work against Dettlaff, this actually doesn't do anything. And then acquired tolerance. I think acquired tolerance actually is highly relevant because I'm going to be stacking up some potions here, which might otherwise make me toxic. So that's good. Now, obviously, this is not like ideal conditions because I don't even have these bottom slots unlocked. And, I'm level 53. Right? Ideally, you'd want a whole lot more points. And then also, like over here, I have Delusion. Like, that's not going to help me, right? So, like, anything else there would probably be better. I think ideally what I would want is some Quen intensity in that spot, but that said, disclaimers aside, this is what I got. This is what I'm running with. As for potions, I've already downed the Griffin decoction, which should help with damage resistance, as well as this Arrakis decoction, which again should give me a bonus to resistance. I would love to drop some more weight to make this even better, and I think I may do that quickly to see if I can drop a few pounds. But those are the two big potions as far as like long-term buffs that I'm walking in with. But since we don't need to keep applying the tawny oil, let's slot in some Thunderbolt for the attack power bonus instead. You can chug that a bit. And then last but not least, we need to change our difficulty. Right? Obviously part of what I want to accomplish here is to prove or disprove sort of my light armor build, my cat school build. So what better test than Death March? And there we go.
I want to check my nuts. You traitors, both of you! Silence!
And there we have it. Death March Dettlaff is dead. I'm not going to say it was easy, but I think it was a pretty good confirmation of my hypothesis that offense trumps defense, and you don't need to be invested into vitality or heavy armor to be successful. The light armor can get it done. Cat School can get it done. And as far as our abilities, as I said at the top, tons of room for improvement here. Like, that could have been easier. One thing in particular that I felt myself wanting was this heightened tolerance, which I did not have equipped. I think I probably should have swapped protective coating, because I don't think protective coating was actually doing anything. I should have swapped that for heightened tolerance. That might have helped me in phase 3, because I went toxic in phase 3 and I couldn't use potions. This might have allowed me to do another potion or two. As far as the fight in general, I mean, phase 1 is a cakewalk. Even on Death March, if you're having trouble with phase 1, I'm not even sure what to tell you. Phase 2 is either really easy or really difficult, just depending on how it plays out. I think the most critical piece is clip him out of the air. When he swoops down at you, clip him out of the air somehow. I didn't try using Ard. I don't know if that would have worked, but I was able to hit him just with the sword and knock him down. And then at that point, I was putting out so much damage, the phase was over. Like, he didn't even have a chance. And the timing isn't super precise. I felt like I had some wiggle room on landing that sword hit to knock him down. But if you're not able to do that, then it gets a bit dicey, right? Because then you really have to try to pick your spots. If he starts doing that bats thing, you've got to be super careful. You basically have to dodge that. If you're not full HP and Quen Shield, that's probably going to kill you. So you absolutely have to try to dodge the bats. But ultimately, I found that getting the timing down for clipping him out of the air was way easier than trying to figure out the correct timing for dodging the bats. So yeah, just kind of go all in on that initial swoop down that he does, knock him out, and then easy. Phase 3, as we saw, really dragged out, a little bit of a war of attrition. I got myself into a position where I couldn't use potions, and really it was just active shield keeping me alive. And even with that, I felt like my stamina wasn't regenerating very well. And that might be because of the toxicity, I'm not sure. But it wasn't going up as fast as it was in the first couple phases. But in any event, I'm not sure what the trick is with that phase. I feel like you have to hit him when he goes into his blood teleport. If you strike him then, I think you get a stagger and there's an opening. But if he's in the middle of his combo, don't mess with that. You either want to have that shield up, that active shield up, or you need to be getting out of the way, because he just puts out a boatload of damage with his combo attack. And then certainly, the humanoid in that encounter is really just a decoy, as far as I can tell. You really want to be attacking those 3 pods on the perimeter, and that's what's going to give you headway. So, patience is a virtue. Pick your spot, be safe, hack away at those pods, even if it's just 1 or 2 swings. But definitely, if you're able to get the timing down to hit him while he's teleporting, that's even better, because then if he has to regenerate, it gives you a bigger window of time to really go to work on those pods. But anyway, I think that's it. Those are my quick thoughts on Death March Dettlaff and, my Witcher build. I'm going to be having another episode coming up talking about the mutation system and the changes to the skill tree that we have here with Blood and Wine. So look forward to that. Until then, thank you all so much. Please like and subscribe. This has been Honestman, and I will see you next time.